So before we get started on this, however many day late uh, recap is, I have to say one thing. I just have to say this one thing because it's annoyed me and I think it's stupid. So on the day of the win, for some context, Travis Kelce was a former Cincinnati player. He showed up and was also wearing, Cincinnati gear, which as soon as he showed that off, everything went from cheers to horrendous boos. Good. Good. So, they decided to create this Photoshop after the game. Change of plans. And it's a Photoshop of the engagement thing with Taylor Swift. Now, this photo was taken down within 2 hours, roughly. And you want to know why exactly it was taken down? Well, because some very, very elitist, or not maybe not elitist is the wrong word, but very mean-spirited Swifties decided to find a old job listing that had the social media manager's name and maybe address and doxed him over this. Whoever did that, fuck you. I don't use Twitter. I didn't jot down the names of who did it, but fuck you. Death threats and doxing over this? This? Inexcusable. And it's something that both fan bases agree on. Fucking stupid. But let's get on to the actual game. We won. Mostly because we got out anti-clutched in the end. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but we have somehow won this game by the skin of our teeth. Something we usually lose. We have finally won. 20-17. For the second game in a row, it's a 20-17 final, and is another one-score game we've won. 4-22 to 2 in a row. I'll take it. But yeah, let's start with Cincinnati, whose quarterback, 50% completion percentage, 69 yards in the game-losing interception. But he had 13 carries for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the problem with the offense of the Satterfield guy is it very is similar to how Scott Frost just decided to ruin Adrian Martinez and just make him do everything and give him no rest, and it just doesn't work. They even had running backs that were just running all over us, like Tawee Walker. 7 for 53 doesn't look impressive, but it's a lot more impressive because it was just like our run defense was just horrible. 203 yards given up. That's terrible. But the passing defense definitely made up for it. At least one fumble that was originally not ruled a fumble. Yeah, I don't know how that he did 2 steps and made a football move. Like, how is that not obvious on the whatever? Apparently they have a good kicker from Charlotte, and their punter was pretty good. That's about I really have to say about Cincinnati. They just did not play well enough, and we barely outcoached them. But now let's get to Nebraska. Now, I really, really, really went into this game thinking that we were actually doing a multi-running back scheme, because that's what we've been doing for years. But yeah, we only there was only ever one running back used, and that was Emmett Johnson. 25 carries, 108 yards. Could have been better, could have been worse. Rayola was obviously the big star, 33 of 42, 243 yards and 2 touchdowns. Really carried the offense at some points, and he definitely looked like the quarterback that I expected the progression of, a little bit better than last year. Slowly going to be able to warm up. This was obviously the first game for both teams, so it's very hard to gauge. And as Ohio State versus Texas would, go, the first game really, 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 really sucks for both teams because you just don't get enough warm up at all. It's just go. Practice does not like do justice to how games are. But wide receivers, this Isaiah Hunter kid, from California or whatever, was pretty good. 6 catches, 65 and a touchdown. Dane Key, the guy that we expected a lot from Kentucky, he had an okay day. 6 catches, 51 yards and a touchdown. Lyndon Miner was getting a good amount of targets there. 5 catches, 47 yards. And Emmett Johnson helped out a little with 7 catches for 27. Which means his average for catching was less than running, which I think that's impressive. Barney did a decent amount on the catching, 5 of 27, and we didn't really run any plays with him on that front, so whatever. A couple of lucky moments, including Rayola getting a fumble back because he really almost screwed up with that. Like, it just, if it wasn't kicked back to him, that was Cincinnati ball, and that's just it. And then Hartzog was the one to get the game-winning interception. Shavers was the one to force the fumble. And yeah. Oh, yeah. The special teams. I truly believe that the special teams are going to be the biggest difference in how Nebraska plays for the rest of the season. Okay? Because last year, and for many years, ever since Sam Foltz, our special teams have been hot doo-doo garbage. And that's putting it lightly. Even if the offense is like hovering around top 50, even if the defense is hovering around top 10, top 15, this team rides or dies by the special teams. And as for the past couple of years, we have not even cracked top 100 in special teams. For reference, there's only about 130 FBS teams. That's bad. That's horrific. That's Iowa territories I guess in the offense, but like that's bad. That's horrific. But we got this new kid. I swear I thought Hole was the guy that was kicking, but we got this kid from Charlotte. Hey, we both got kickers from Charlotte. This makes... I'm confused. Wait. 11 for 11. Sorry, I have to figure this out. 11 for 11, 5 for 5. So apparently both of these teams got kickers from Charlotte. Okay, apparently Charlotte is kicker you. Good. Thanks, Charlotte. His longest field goal last year was 31, but today, on Thursday, Kyle Coonan hit 2 for 2 with a 52-yarder. He cooked pretty well. I don't know how we pulled him out, but we did. And then there's Archie Wilson. His average of 36.8 isn't like overly impressive, but considering he had 3 inside the 20, and okay, let's see. So he's punting from his first punt was from the Nebraska 24, and he only got it all the way to the 35 of Cincinnati, which is a 41-yard punt. It's probably roughly what you would expect. But then he was punting from the Cincinnati 37, all the way to the 39. Then he punted from the Nebraska 45 to the Cincinnati 14. And then punting from the Cincinnati 46 to the Cincinnati 9. All I have to say is that is exceptional punting. And a reason as to why we won this game. Because he was able to, when given the opportunity, pin him down. And at least one of them, like the first punt, that was a field goal. The second punt, however, was the one that the replay fumble thing, which we were able to score afterwards because it was short field. The next punt didn't really matter, but it forced them to be in a very close 3-and-out situation where they just could not get anywhere, which then resulted in a touchdown. And the last one pinned them down all the way to the 9-yard line, which made it so that even if they got into field goal range, for some reason the quarterback felt like to throw that stupid deep ball where Hartzog was there to just snatch it. And that was it. That's why special teams were the reason why we're going to win games now. Because now they went from a bottom unit to somewhere that is hovering around top 40. I'm not saying this is like, Iowa levels of special teams, but I'm thinking that this is going to be better. Because you can kick both ways with both feet. And he's really, really able to hit those coffin corners. Like, just really easy. And if the kicker can hit 52-yarders with no warm-up, I'm all for it. I am all for it because, yeah, kicking. Until that second half last year, I didn't think we would ever get a kicker that could hit 50-yarders. But holding it for a while, and now we have this guy that can just bury it. Cool. I also didn't know that this Kunin guy actually existed. I swear Hull was the one that was kicking it, but no, it was not Hull. I learned that after he kicked his two, which is quite stupid. You want to know why? It's because Arrowhead has no stats support, so you can't look at stats inside the stadium like you can in Memorial. Because in Memorial, the big-ass video board that we spent millions of dollars on has a section where you can have stats. Now, maybe it doesn't have, like, players individually. It's been a bit, and I don't really remember it fully. But, like, the rings kind of, I don't know. It's just, Arrowhead doesn't give you no stats. So I thought Cincinnati's quarterback had more than 69 yards until I looked it up. I'm like, he really had that? That's bad. Yeah. Sort out the run defense before we get into actual conference play against, it's Michigan. And sort out the having a second running back before Michigan as well. That's pretty much all I would say. Besides, just be better at everything, but be better at those specific things is what I would want to focus on first in between this game and the next game, which is a bit longer than usual because it's like 9 days instead of the usual 7 or 6 for when we go play Minnesota. But nothing you can do. I think that's pretty much it. I have one more thing that I have to come out with tonight. Very mad at that subject right now, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. Week 1 is finally here, and we shall see how it goes. 1-0 is a good start. That's pretty much all I have to say. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.